Hello everyone, welcome to this session by Wisdom Mitra. In this video, we would be covering quantitative techniques section of CLAT 2024. So this is a previous year question paper session, and in this I would be covering what were the questions that were asked. This question paper had two sets, that is a detailed description followed by a set of questions. I've covered just one set, it's about percentages. The second one was also very much similar. But before going into questions, just let me take this just one table for you. So if you notice over here, let me just- if you notice over here, I have converted the fractions into percentages. And this technique, if students remember these table, at least the most important ones out of it, it would be really handy for quantitative type of questions, whether it's CLAT, whether it's LAWCET, whether it's CSAT. The number of questions that are asked are usually less. For example, in CLAT, you have just 10 to 15 questions out of 120 that are focused on quantitative ability. But the fact is that these are sure short questions. If they are easy, if you are sure about how to answer it, if you understand how to answer them, then you would for sure score marks. So that's why you should spend some amount of time understanding the basics. Let me go through here quickly. So this is something which you usually easily understand. 1 by 2 is nothing but 15%. What is 1 by 3? 33.3%. What is 1 by 4? 25%. What is 1 by 5? 20%. Right? 1 by 6, 16%. So at least these ones that are highlighted in green, you should remember. Similarly, 1/10 is always 10%. Right? And then 1 by 12 is 8.33%, 1 by 16 is 6.25%. Similarly, these are a few important ones. 1 by 25 is 4%, right? 3/4 is 75%, 4/5 is 80%, 7/8 is 87.5%, right? So these fractions versus percentages you should be remembering, at least the most important ones. Once you do that, let us go and understand first question. So, like if you see this set, the list of questions that followed this set, the set was same, right? So, let us spend some time understanding this question before delving into answering all the questions one by one. Okay, so like over here, during a survey about the percentage wise distribution in four states. So, effectively, four states have been provided: state 1, state 2, state 3, and 4, right? And each state had 15%, 20%, 30%, and 35%. Okay, and so like there were around 8,000 cars, and this was the percentage breakup. Just quickly, you can check if this is coming up to 50%. 30 and 20 is 50, yes, and 15 and 35 is again 50, indicating that the sum total is 100%, right? So 8,000 has to be divided into these four states: 15%, 20, 30, and 35. Okay, I'll go how to pick up this percentage number quickly. But before going there, here is the breakup of each state. If you see, diesel, petrol, and electric 3:4 is to 1. Diesel, petrol, and electric 5:3:2, 4:5:3, and 7:5:2. So these are the ratios in which each of these vehicles are divided. In the sense that state 1 had 15% of total vehicles, and those vehicles are divided in the ratio of 3, 4, and 1. So like if let us pick this up now. So if 80,000, right? What is 10%? So effectively, it's saying 15%, right? State 1 had 15%, which means 10% plus 5%, right? 10% is nothing but one zero less than the total. So it would be 800, obviously. And what is 5%? Half of 10%, that is 400. So effectively, state 1 has 1200 vehicles in total. Okay, let us see the next one: 20%, right? So state 2 20% means 10%, we have just seen it's 800. It's nothing but 800 plus 800, which is 1600. State 3 had 30%. That is 8 threes, 1400. So the remaining, either you can subtract out of 8000 to get the state 4. That's one way. Another way is divide this 35% also. One way is basically subtracting these three numbers from 8000 so as to get the state 4. That is one way. Second is again calculating the state 4 as well. So we have just seen state 3, 30% is 2400, 35% is nothing but 2400 plus 5%, right? And we have seen here 5% is nothing but 400. So effectively state 4 would have 2800, right? So the total number of each states we identified, and now it has to be quickly broken down into 3 is to 4 is to 1, right? So now let us get in the question. So the question says if 45% of electric cars in state 4 are AC and remaining are non-AC, what is the non-AC cars? So basically the question being asked is that state 4 has some electric cars. What is the number of non-AC electric cars in that state, given that 55% of electric cars are non-AC? Okay, so we have to find what's the total electric cars in state 4 and then find 55% of that. So we know that state 4 has 2800 vehicles that we identified by preliminary check, right? And to identify this ratio, what you do is nothing but the number that you need, that is 2, divided by sum total of all these three, 7 plus 5 plus 2, which is 14. So this is the ratio in which electric cars are there, right? 2 upon 14. So like if there are 14 cars in state 4, 7 of those are diesel, 5 are petrol, 2 are electric. So 2 in 14 are the electric cars. 2 in 14 of 2800, right? So these are the total number of cars in state 4, 2 of 14 of that, and then 55% of that, right? 55% is nothing but 55 by 100. So this is the number I need to find out. It's very easy calculation. These two go away. 14 once, 14 2 times is 28. So you need to remember multiplication tables as well rather quickly. But the questions being asked are simple. It's easy to follow. But yeah, let us go here. So you see here 4 into 55, right? 2 into 2 is 4 into 55. It's nothing but 50 into 4. What is 54 times? It's 200. Pretty easy, right? It's slightly more than 200 because 5 more I have to add 4 times. So 5 4 is 20, which is nothing but 220. This is your answer. So like what you need to do is basically, you know, quick in multiplying things and then quick in breaking the numbers in terms of fractions. Anyway, so now we have to remember this number 1200, 1600, 2400, and 2800. Let us go further. We can write this up, right? 12, 16, 2000, 400, 2000, right? 1200, 1600, 2400, 2800. Okay. And now if I see the second question is that number of petrol cars in state 2 is how much percentage more than the number of diesel cars in state 1? State 2 petrol cars, which is 3 out of, again, 5 plus 3 plus 2, which is 10. So 3 out of 10 of cars are petrol cars in state 2. State 2 has how many cars in total? 1600. What's the total number of petrol cars in state 2? This 16 1, 16 2s are 32, 16 3s are 48. 480. What's the total number of diesel cars in state 1? State 1 has 15%, right? 3 upon 8 multiplied by first state has 1200. How much is it? 8 ones, 8 ones is 8, 40 remaining, 8 fives 40, 15 threes is 50. Right. So, like, this is the difference, right? What's the difference? 30. So, 30 upon 450 into 100. This is the percentage difference, right? Difference is 30 upon 450 multiplied by 100. This has gone 15 two times, 15 three times, right? So now how I go about it is basically 20 by 3, which is nothing but 6 times 3 6 18, and then again 6 6 6 goes like this. So this is the answer, 6.66%, right? So I hope you got it clearly that you need to remember this. This is good. And then quickly multiply things and identify the numbers. Let us go next. 1200, 1600, 2400, 2800. State 4, 2800. Now we remember, right? What's the ratio of diesel cars in state 4 to electric cars in state 3? State 3, 2400, right? So, electric cars in state 3, diesel cars in state 4. Pretty easy, right? Uh, State 4 is supposed to be taken first, right? So, diesel 7. 7 upon 14 of 2800, और इसका रेशियो क्या पूछ रहा है? स्टेट 3 का 2400 के इलेक्ट्रिक कार्स. स्टेट 3 इलेक्ट्रिक कार्स 3 upon 12. 3 upon 12 of स्टेट 3 2004. ये दोनों का रेशियो पूछा जा रहा है. सो यू कैन क्विकली 14 ones, 14 twos 28, एंड ये दो जीरो जो बच गए लगा दिया. अभी 12 ones, 12 twos 24, ये तो बच गए. ये 200, ये 200 गया, राइट. अब बचा क्या रेशो? 7/3. 7:3. Okay, so pretty straightforward. It's like once you pick up the numbers, you would be comfortable, right? What's the compute the total percentage of total electric cars to total cars in the state, right? So total cars in the state is nothing but 8,000, and then total electric cars. Total electric cars. How do I find out? So state 1, 1 by 3, 4, 7, and 8. 1/8 of what was the total number of cars in first state? 1200. Second state 1600. Third 2400. Fourth 2800. You got to remember that, right? And then we need to find out electric cars in all states, right? So state 2, electric cars 2 out of 5 and 3, 8 into 10, right? 2 out of 10 of 1600, right? And then state 3, electric 3 out of 12 of 2400, right? And then the fourth state 2 of 14 into 2800. Okay, so let us see. 8 ones 8 ones 850, right? So 150, 10. So ये 150 हो गया, और ये 2 into 16 320, right? और ये भी 200 है, 200 three times is nothing but 600. Yeah, it was pretty easy question to be frank. 200, so 2 into 2, 400. Right. So ये 1000 और ये 1150, 1450, 1470. Okay. Upon, sorry, 1470 upon 8000. Right. Into 100. Because I want to find percentage. This 2 goes, right. This 0 goes. So it's nothing but 147 upon 8. 8 ones, 18, 8 ones is 8, 6, 67. Right. So 8 fives 48, 6 48, 8 sevens are 56, 8 eights are 64, 30. Right. 8 ones 8, 8 plus 8, 3 is 24. So this is obviously the answer. 18.3. Next. Okay. What's the difference number between number of petrol cars in state 3 and diesel cars in state forward? Very easy question. So state 3, I just want to diagram. Let's make it this way. So state 3, we remember the total number of cars 2400. State 4, 2800. Right. And what's being asked? Difference between petrol cars in state 3. State 3 petrol cars is nothing but 5 upon 12 of 2400, and diesel cars in state 1, sorry, I changed state 4. State 1 had 1200. Right. So diesel cars in state 4 is nothing but 3 upon 8 of 1200. Right. So 12 2 is 24. 5 times 200 is nothing but 1000. Right. And then 8 is 8 ones 8 48 5s 15 threes are 45, 450. Difference is 550. Straightforward. Right. Next question. Based on the above information on the number of cars, all states. So diesel cars in all states, we have to find the average. We need to again go back to one by one diesel cars. Right. So 3 upon at 8 of 1200, because state 1 had 1200 cars, which is nothing but 450. We saw that, right? 8 ones 8, 150 times 2. Next is state 2. Diesel cars is 5 upon 10 of 1600, right? It was 1600. Oh, yeah, 1600. So 5 upon 10 is nothing but half. Half of 1600 is nothing but 800, right? So next is a state 3, which had 2400. We need to find the diesel cars in this state 3, which is 4 upon 12. 4 upon 12 is nothing but one third. One third of 2400 is again 800. 3, 3 8s are 24. Right? And then the last state 7 out of 14. Right? Which is again 1 by 2 of the total number of cars, which was 2800. So half of 2800 is nothing but 1400. I need to find the average of these, right? So sum total them and then divide by 4. That's the way you calculate the average. Okay, 1400 plus 800 would be 2200, right? If you add 1000, it would be 22,400, but 200 less, so 2200. Then add to 800 again, that is 3000, right? 2200 plus 800, nothing but 3000. 3000, and then add 450 to it. So 3450 upon 4. This is my average. Straightforward because you have to calculate using 4. It's easy. 8 4 eights is 32, 25, 4 6 24, 10, right? 4 2 is 8, 20, 8 62. You have to be quick at mathematics. I hope you understood the way these questions are solved. ये questions जैसे solve किए जाते हैं one by one. You have to kind of break it up. Remember the percentages. Remember the multiplication. That would help you. यहाँ पे देखो I'm coming back to again. See for example हमने ये बहुत यूज किया. 1/10 is nothing but 10%. So जब 10% आ रहा था हमने सीधे सीधे 8,000 का 10%. How did we take it? We simply considered it to be 800, right? Similarly 5% लेते समय कैसे किया? इसका हाफ कर लिया, right? 1/2 लिया, 50% किया. So you can quickly convert these two and go about calculating it. I hope you liked the video. Do comment in terms of like what you would like to see further or any challenges that you are facing in terms of quants, especially with the focus of CLAT, with the focus of law set exams, or with the focus of UPSC CSAT exams. I know they are not like the most important part of your preparation, but if you prepare a bit, you will for sure get good marks because the answers are rather definite, specific, and you can quickly score if especially if the question is easy. Thank you.